That was Charlie XCX with Boom Clap. What a wonderful girl. And now it's time to talk to the lovely Dan of Dan and Phil. Hello, Dan, are you there?
I'm good. How are you, Jamila?
I'm good. How are you? What's going on?
I'm great.
I'm here too.
Oh, I didn't know. I wasn't told. I thought you were away today.
I'm not away.
They were like, you're going to be talking to Dan. I was like,
Right.
oh no. Philip, I would have missed you terribly. I'm so glad that
Thanks.
you're here.
I'm glad I'm a pleasant surprise.
You just got
You are
completely
such a
shunned.
wonderful... Oh, guys, don't wind everyone up. You know how your fans get.
It's Dan and
They'll scare
Phil,
me.
as
so
usual.
what's going on in the show today, gentlemen?
Well, we are talking about old men dancing in internet news. We've got some fab videos and a Dan versus Phil, including popping balloons with our hands, which is going to be terrifying and dangerous. So usual shenanigans.
And you can get in touch with us as well. You can call us on 03700 100 100, text us on 81199, or go on the internet and leave a request at BBCR1 or on the Radio 1 Facebook page.
We want your song requests, please. So
They really
give them
do.
to us.
I like the fact that you tried to make that sound pre-recorded. It was absolutely ideal. Do you have the album chart?
We have
here.
it with us.
Take it away.
BBC Radio 1.
The home of the official album chart.
5.
Up 3, it is Coldplay with Ghost Stories. Coldplay are back in the top 5 with their new album,
Still.
which is their 6th, and all 6 of Coldplay's albums have gone to number 1 because they're Coldplay. The album features production from Avicii, Timbaland, Maddien, and even Chris Martin's children, having scooped up 8 Brit Awards, 5 MTV Music Awards, and 7 Grammys.
4.
At 1 is George Ezra with Wanted on Voyage. George Ezra was first spotted by BBC Introducing in Bristol and came top 5 in the BBC Sound of 2014 long list at the start of the year. Brad Simpson of the Vamps covered George Ezra's Budapest, so check out the video online if you want to see those two people in a blender and what the result would be.
I know what you mean. It's fine.
3.
Up 1, it is Sam Smith with In the Lonely Hour, still in the top 5. It is Sam Smith with his former chart-topping debut album. Sam has recently set some sales records in the US, but has failed to chart the American albums. Even though sold over 166,000 copies, he was beaten by Lana Del Rey. Sorry, Sam.
2.
Up 1, it's Dolly Parton with Blue Smoke, the best of. A month after her much-talked-about performance to 100,000 people at Glastonbury Festival, Dolly Parton's Blue Smoke is still doing really well in the album charts. She sold over 100 million records worldwide, which would buy you a lot of penny sweets.
It
And if
would.
you missed out on any of the Glastonbury sets, they're on the BBC Glastonbury website now.
1.
And a non-mover at number 1 in the album chart, it is Ed Sheeran with Multiply, which means that Ed has now made it 5 weeks at number 1.
Ed.
He's not camping the top spot. He's
This is
started
just
to build a house
greedy.
on it, hasn't he? This album topped the US album chart and is the longest running number 1 in 2014 so far. Well
That
done,
is a
Ed.
round of applause. Round of applause for Ed Sheeran. Come on now. That is insane.
We'll probably be there next
Gentlemen,
week.
thank you so much.
Jamila.
Go get ready for your show.
We will do.
Have a lovely
Bye.
time.
Bye-bye.
7 till 9. That's Dan and Phil. All right. So next up, I'm going to play for you.
Chandelier, and before that, Fall Out Boy, Alone Together, and you're now listening to and hopefully watching Dan and Phil.
Phil,
Yeah?
who performs that song?
Don't
called
ask
Santa?
me. I didn't know how to pronounce the name. I want to say Sia, but then Dan told me it was Shav. I didn't know if he was winding me up or not. And now I want to say SIA.
It's Sia. It's not. I tried to get Phil to say it was Shaw.
Oh, Dan and Phil time.
BBC
Radio.
1.
Hello, everybody. Dan and Phil here on Radio 1, and this is our show, which is all about putting you guys at home in control of the radio for the next 2 hours. You guys request the songs that we play. We will take your telephone calls. We'll stalk your Twitter profiles and read out what you're saying. So don't just sit back and listen. Make sure you get involved with the show tonight. Phil, what are the many ways that people can do that?
Well, if you're on the internet, you can tweet us at BBCR1 or leave a request on the Radio 1 Facebook page. Text us on 81199 or talk to us with a husky voice on 03700 100 100.
And remember, if you go to bbc.co.uk/Radio 1 right now on anything with an internet connection, even your mobile, you can watch the whole show happening live on camera, where you can see me and Phil in the studio, internet news involving dancing elderly people in 15 minutes, a best of Dan versus Phil, which could be horrifyingly dangerous at around 8, and of course amazing music videos, as because it's all on camera, we don't just have you guys calling to request songs, but we play music videos that you guys have made yourselves and sent into us. Phil, what is the next one?
We've got big awards for location choices now, as this
Okay.
video features Penelope and Cara dancing in a gym, at a mansion, dancing by a mountain pool, and a construction site.
Wow.
Do you reckon they own their own giant tractor, or they rented it out?
Probably own it if they're like this.
Yeah, probably. Here's Iconobop.
Like my toast condiments that is now just Phil Socks And Phil's shorts, at least it's not your pants, though, to be honest.
Yeah, no pants. What I would do is I'd put them inside a plastic bag, though, so they don't get wet or rub against some raw chicken by mistake.
I like that you're refining your process by putting them in little bags, but it is still slightly annoying, Phil, if I'm being honest.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Because
okay.
We've had weird housemates, we've had strange neighbours, but this is all about you now.
Yeah, we've had a lot of complaining about other people, but never really admitting to your own terrible faults.
Yeah, why are you hard to live with? What do you do? It's confession time. Like, do you have a shrine to One Direction in your garden? Take out your mum's shrubs?
Yeah, that would just inconvenience everybody, wouldn't it?
Do you sing Celine Dion really loud in the shower every morning?
I mean, it doesn't matter whether you are 8 years old and you're living with your family, whether you're a student in halls, or whether you're a happily married 78-year-old woman listening to Radio 1 right now. Whatever you do and whoever you live with, you're probably really annoying in some way, and that's what we're all going to confess to.
Yeah, I want some weird ones as well. So let us know with hashtag why I'm hard to live with.
Okay.
And if you're not going to use the hashtag, you can just text us on 81199 or call us on 03700 100 100 with your reason, and also a song request as well. You can do both at the same time.
You could. If you tweet with hashtag why I'm hard to live with, remember not to put an apostrophe, as then it won't work and you will look stupid in front of everybody. Just a bit of a warning there.
Yeah. Now, Alex is working in Scotland. Or is it Alex working in Scotland?
He is working in Scotland.
Oh, he's working in Scotland.
Someone called Alex working in Scotland once this.
He was the prodigy with Firestarter. Here you go, Alex.
Discussing why you think that you are a difficult person to live with. You said that you found another reason during that song.
Yeah, I also leave my socks throughout the house, everywhere. I did that as a child as well.
But the reason it's annoying is, okay, I'm not supposed to be chipping in here. You leave them on the coffee table.
I do.
Okay, so whenever ever Phil comes back from something, he'll always be like, hard day at work, take off his shoes, then just leave his socks just like in front of me on the coffee table. And I'm like, dude.
Or sometimes if you're watching a movie, it's nice to have one sock on, one sock off. So you can like cool one of your feet and then just have the other one a bit toasty.
That's just a bit weird.
It's a little bit weird.
To be honest, you got some texts. What are people saying?
Yeah, Ryan in Derby said, I'm hard to live with because I play Gangnam Style so loud throughout the house all day long. I don't think I could handle that, Ryan.
I don't think it's the volume as much as the kind of 2012-ness of it.
Unusual one from Jodie. I'm obsessed with walruses, and I annoy my family and friends with casual walrus facts. I also own 5 plush walruses toys and quite a lot of walrus posters.
It sounds like she has a problem. Okay, going to Twitter from the people that are tweeting hashtag why I'm hard to live with. Grace says, I forced my mum to watch YouTubers and she just doesn't want to, but I never stop. I am so sorry to your mum, Grace.
Sorry, Mum.
Melanie says, I colour my hair frequently, really bright colours, so every time I get my shower, it stains everything.
Oh, no.
Imagine coming into the shower after her and it's just kind of like, it looks like a rainbow's just died violently in the thing. That'd be a bit disturbing, wouldn't it?
It would.
And Amy said, why I'm hard to live with, I'm scared of toilet chains. This one made me think, does it imply that she doesn't flush the toilet?
That would be annoying.
I mean, that's really a phobia that you need to sort out, otherwise that just makes you completely incompatible with humanity for the rest of your life.
You must have a really old-fashioned house with toilet chains.
What is it about the chains?
I don't know.
Is it a bit creepy, like a dungeon toilet or something?
I don't understand them, and they are a little bit creepy.
But would that lead you to inconvenience your family in any reason?
No, I don't
Mum,
think
you
that's
have to do
awkward.
it. I'm scared. Okay.
I think we can do better. Just tweet us with hashtag why I'm hard to live with.
What are you looking for, Phil? Like someone admitting to cannibalism or something?
I mean,
that one was pretty inconvenient. I wouldn't want to live with someone who's afraid of toilet chains.
I'm just ready for a strange one.
Okay, well, keep sending those in. Hashtag why I'm hard to live with. So, we are going to read out more of those later, but we have another music video now, courtesy...
Text in and said, I leave plugs everywhere for people to stand on. That's pretty annoying. I don't know if she does it on purpose or by
She
accident.
didn't specify whether that was an accident or not. You're just a sadist if you do that normally.
Sarah, can you beat that?
Wow.
I can. I sing a lot of the time and I have very strange fears.
Oh, what are your strange fears?
Furbies, gas masks, sunken things in the sea, butterflies and moths.
Wow.
Wow, okay, so why butterflies and moths? Because a lot of people think that butterflies are beautiful.
Have you seen a butterfly close up? They're horrific.
They are horrific close up.
They are like monsters,
They've
aren't
got
they?
giant proboscises. What are they doing with those?
And they're just unpredictable, aren't they? Just the way that they fly.
So Furbies goes without explanation as they are terrifying. What about gas masks? Where'd that come from?
First time I ever watched Doctor Who was that Are You My Mummy episode.
I know, right?
And-
How many people did that traumatize? I was traumatized. I was like 17 when I watched that.
That is traumatizing.
My word.
Also, so you sing all the time. Is that all the time, non-stop?
It's not like non-stop. If someone says something with a few words out of a song, so if someone says, I must admit, I'll instantly start singing like the Black Keys because it's one of their songs.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. That can be annoying if someone sings.
I imagine all of those things combined would make someone hard to live with. Well done, Sarah.
Yay! Okay, so you have earned yourself a request. What would you like to listen to tonight?
Can I have Na 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 by My Chemical Romance, please?
Yes, indeed.
Do you want to dedicate this to anyone?
Can I dedicate it to my best friend Hannah because she's ill at home?
You just did. Get well, Hannah. Here's My Chemical Romance.
Thank you.
It's now time for Game of Thrones photobombing and dancing in the Oscar-nominated Internet News.
In what way could it be Oscar nominated? It's not a film.
Let me have my dream, Dan.
Okay.
This is the Internet News.
Internet News.
Game of Thrones just won't stop getting more and more popular as it has now reached the level that the Queen's Guard are officially fans. A video which has been watched over 2.5 million times on YouTube shows the soldiers inside the gates of Buckingham Palace performing a rendition of the theme tune. And for anyone that missed it, here is a clip. So to emphasise, that was the actual Queen's Guard inside the actual gates of Buckingham Palace doing that. Isn't that the most awesome thing that has literally ever happened?
That was so good. I didn't want to speak over it. It was
Imagine
amazing.
just being someone walking past, then just being like, what is happening? Do you know why I reckon that is?
Why?
Because the Queen went on a sets visit to Northern Ireland to go visit the set of, Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
didn't she? Do you reckon she had a cheeky little sit on the Iron Throne when she was there?
I'd love to think
There
that
were
she did.
no official photos of it.
I bet she
but
did.
You bet she did. I mean, you would, wouldn't you? If you were the Queen, you'd sit down and be like, I am the King of Westeros. Yeah. Just like that was really offensive. I'm a traitor.
Internet News. While the Queen's Guard were busy performing for the crowds in London, the monarch herself popped up in Glasgow and photobombed two members of the Australian hockey team.
This is amazing.
Surely no selfie can ever top this one. What?
The Queen is... I expected when someone said the Queen photobombed a selfie that the Queen would be like 4 miles away in the background and you just see the tip of her hat. But she was right there, wasn't she? She was in it.
Yeah, she's actually smiling in it as well. She's got a little
I know.
mischievous grin going on.
Everyone loves the Queen smiling.
She knows everything.
Is that what that face tells you, Phil?
Yeah.
Okay.
Internet News.
And have we found possibly the greatest video of an old man dancing of all time in a clip that will enlarge even the grinchiest of hearts? In case you wondered where I was going with that sentence. Here is an awesome old man who can't help but dance when Rock Around the Clock comes on in his local, like a bingo hall or something.
I don't know.
He even throws his walking sticks to the ground in just like a craze of dance. Watch this amazing clip.
He's even using his walking sticks as part of the dance. Listen to those taps. He's
in the
walking
floor.
sticks. Oh, he's
Sticks
thrown them
are on
down.
the floor. He does not need the walking sticks.
Getting serious now. What's in that plastic bag hanging off his leg?
It's a bit weird, isn't it? What's in that? I mean, he's got some moves. Look at that.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
He's doing like a dinosaur T-Rex grab.
It's like, he's kind of doing the robot and like a weird shuffle and flapping at the same time. Truly incredible dance moves for anyone who can't watch this right now. An inspiration to us all.
We should get him on Nan Cam, but like Grandad Cam.
Grandad Cam.
What would that be? So you've got Nan and is it Grandad? What's the nice term for Grandad?
Is there any kind of nickname for Grandad?
Pops Cam.
That sounds a bit weird.
That sounds weird.
That was the Internet News.
The Internet News.
Hard to live with because she sings all the time. I realised that is why I am also hard to live with.
Oh, it's so annoying.
I am extremely annoying, aren't I?
It's not just song, it's Christmas songs all the time. So
Okay, I just get like little melodies stuck in my head and then I'll just repeat them endlessly. But whenever I'm just having like a down moment, for some reason, like Christmas tunes are just my go-to jingle.
yeah, Dan will be making a cup of tea, he's going. it. I'm like, no, it's July. What are you doing?
Like, stop violating Christmas, Dad. You're 6 months off. And then I sometimes I'm getting dry walking through the hallway going,
No. Just bring it back.
I'm really sorry.
I'm going to move out. Yeah, so if you've got anything that could beat Dan, tweet us with hashtag why I'm hard to
Speaking
live
of
with.
things that would beat that.
Oh, yeah. Mia has tweeted us saying, I kind of have a foot fetish, and I like to smell my dad's feet, and he gets annoyed and says I'm not normal. I'm not sure what to say to that, Mia. Do you have an opinion?
I have nothing to say to that. Why would she tweet that at us to read out on the radio? So if you have something maybe not that bad, but worse than my Christmas songs, then tweet with hashtag why I'm hard to live with, and we can read out more of those after this next song.
But now to save us, Peter has texted in. He wants Oliver Heldens with Gecko.
Take a moment for your...
Koala. What will the next one be? Just kind of like Sea Cucumber by Oliver Heldens. I look forward to it. It'll be a banger. So, after the foot-related tweet, which I am just going to spend the rest of the day burning out of my memory, we are musing on the subject of why you think that you are a hard person to live with. I went on the Twitter, because some people have been tweeting hashtag why I'm hard to live with, and Sean said, I constantly crack all of the bones in my body whenever I can.
Oh, I hate that so much.
Wait.
No, don't do it.
That was so much worse than I'm so sorry.
Producer Vic is crying.
That was so much worse than I thought. I'm really sorry, everyone.
That was horrible.
The next one comes from Leah, who says, I leave crumbs in the butter on purpose because I hate my family.
That's such a subtle way of going back to them.
That's like the perfect slow burn, isn't it? It's just like, they'll never realise, but I'm just making their life worse, little by little. And Kettle admitted to buying a cardboard cutout of Pope Benedict and just leaving it around the house for her family to put. What a nightmare it would be to live with you.
I love that they sell cardboard cutouts of Pope Benedict.
There's no one they don't sell cardboard cutouts of. He's a particularly terrifying person to bump into the hallway at night, though, I feel like.
Sarah Michelle Gellar cutout is scary enough to just
She's
put
quite,
in someone's room.
Surprise.
Yeah, also, Stefan Phipps said, I leave loads of bugs and insects in the house after letting them in, and my mother hates it. I think anyone would hate that, Stefan.
Why are these people so mean? Oh my god, so many sadists. I mean, you don't do the shorts thing to antagonize me.
No.
And I don't mean to do the Christmas thing, but these crumbs and bugs, man, I don't know.
And Pippa says she's been eating all the ice in the house. She's not even been putting them in drinks, she's just been eating the ice.
Just eating them. Wow, you people are cruel. Okay, well, perhaps more faults that aren't so sadistic later.
Yeah.
But I'm very impressed, actually.
Good work.
I agree with all of you. And now we have an appropriately joyful video to The Fray, made by Georgia and friends for their media class. This is How to Save a Life. Good time.
BBC Radio 1.
Siobhan has texted us in saying, I have an irrational fear of velvet, which annoys my uni housemates as they can't wear anything made out of velvet. Also, sofas are velvet and I can't go in the lounge, I can't sit down in the sofas. I have a problem.
Well, who really wears velvet anymore?
For the velvet sofa?
I mean, if you have velvet... Sorry, I don't mean to sass anyone out there. I mean, it's 24. But seriously, people wearing velvet and a velvet sofa, that's just really unlucky for Siobhan.
It's just a velvet fest. Becky!
Hello.
Hello!
Hi.
What's something that makes you hard to live with?
I have to have matching knives and forks
Yeah.
to eat, or I won't eat at all.
So they have to match.
They have to match, and my cutlery has to match, and my glasses have to match.
Wow.
So I make my mother go out and just buy loads of new stuff so I can eat.
So what would happen if I gave you, like, a plastic fork and then a giant wooden knife?
I just wouldn't eat. I'd probably fling them.
You'd fling them.
No!
Yeah, I just
Throw
wouldn't
the
eat.
spork at Phil's face. Yeah.
Wow. So that would make you kind of hard to live with. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a nightmare.
One of my cupboards contains popcorn, bowls, cleaning products, and face wash, all in the same cupboard.
That's like our just miscellaneous kitchen cupboards.
It's like everywhere. I don't know
Where
what
do
to
we put a
think.
bowl in there?
That's
Popcorn.
a nightmare for my OCD.
Is it?
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So we probably can't live together then, can we?
No, probably not.
That's a shame. What do you want to listen to, though? Because that was a pretty good story.
Yeah, convincing.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce the name, but just Hideaway.
By Kaiser.
Yes.
Or
Yeah,
Phil,
Kaiser.
is it Chiesa? Like Shah,
Kaiser.
chandelier.
Kaiser.
I can.
Do you want to dedicate this to anyone?
Yeah, can I dedicate it to Marissa, Shirin, Emma, Alice, Katie and Laura?
You
please?
just did, and I hope your cutlery matches for the rest of your life.
Thank you.
Here's Hideaway.
Bye.
Taking me higher than I've ever been before. I'm holding it back, just wanna show.
So for anyone that's fan of dancey music, such as the music we just played, I have good and exciting news, as Radio 1 will be returning to Ibiza next weekend. Me and Phil asked if we could be involved in it in some way, and I think they were like, we're not paying for you to have a holiday. Okay. And actually, no, Phil was like, please, that's a terrible idea, don't send me there.
Well, I think it's because we were going to be on a coach for 26 hours, and I'd get travel sick, and I'd just be sick on Danny Howard, and it wouldn't be good before he goes on stage.
Hashtag why I'm trying to travel with. Yeah, that'd probably be a terrible idea. And anyway, to celebrate Radio 1's return to the sunny island, they are going to be having a 24/7 stream of dance music on the Radio 1 website called R1 Dance Radio. This will include things like Animax in the mix, some of the best essential mixes ever played on Radio 1, highlights from last year's Ibiza, and Pete Tong at Glastonbury. So as you can see, quite a diverse mix of dancey goodness. So if you want to check out at R1 Dance on Twitter, you can stay updated with all the cool stuff that will be happening, and literally all day, all night on the Radio 1 homepage. So go check that out if you want some dancing in your life.
I think I'm going to have a listen, because I think I need to improve my club dancing.
Do you?
I basically just shuffle myself from side to side until I want to leave.
Please do your example of club dancing.
Kind of like this.
That's, for everyone that's not watching, it's kind of like the non-committed, just kind of like shoulder waving.
Sometimes
right
I bounce my knees to the beat a little bit.
Yeah, but that's kind of like the self-conscious. I mean, like, it's like 4 a.m. and I beat there's like foam everywhere. Then what you like, Phil? Go. Okay, you just look like you're hula hooping. Maybe you listening to the stream and practicing.
I should listen and
dance.
dance.
It's a good idea. Okay, so that is R1 Dance Radio on the Radio 1 website, 24/7 dance music. So go check that out if you think that interests you.
R1 Dance Radio.
Mariel is having a really lonely day now. Just do what my brother did and invent an imaginary friend. He had a dog called Lasagna.
A dog called Lasagna is an imaginary dog friend.
An invisible dog. He'd be like, Lasagna's outside. He wants to come in from the rain. And we'd be like, there's no one there.
What was this relevant to?
This video that we're about to play. Mariel, here is System of a Down with Lonely Day.
Where B starts.
That was System of a Down
nerd.
with Lonely Day.
Hey, do you want to know a cool fact?
Yeah.
Oh, you can tell it, Phil. It's your story.
That was one of my first ever YouTube videos I posted, was to that song. It was a video of me being abducted by a plastic alien in my bedroom.
Of course it was.
Do you reckon we should play it next week?
It was like the premiere Lonely Day video on YouTube until they changed it so that random people in their bedrooms didn't get the highest search results. Because for at least 5 years on the internet, Phil's was the most viewed video to Lonely Day. And it was a bit weird, wasn't it?
It's a bit weird. I think it's worth watching. It's really funny. I've got crazy long hair. We'll play it next week.
Let's relive that at some point. And also, looking at the screen, I can see there's quite a lot of people that are requesting a song called Happy Little Pill by Troye Sivan. It's interesting. I don't know, we'll think about that later. But now it's time to talk about...
Dan versus Phil.
So the Dan versus Phil challenge. This is when me and Phil usually do some kind of horribly physically degrading something. There's only 4 weeks left of our August show.
Yeah.
So I thought that whilst we've got this little time to use in Dan versus Phil, we'd revisit some of the most extreme or favourite Dan versus Phil from the past and then try to just make them even more extreme.
Okay.
What do you think to that idea, Phil?
I think that's a good idea, though I'm a little bit scared of the one today.
It is quite terrifying. So some of you that have been fond of the show for a while may remember the time we had Zoe, also known as Zoella, e.g. the biggest girl on the internet. Not literally the biggest, she's quite tiny. And we had an oven glove balloon pop-off where we had to try and pop as many balloons wearing oven gloves as possible in a time frame. And how could we make this more extreme, you ask? We are going to be popping them with our bare hands. But not even that, because I thought that would be a bit too easy.
Yeah.
We are going to have to try to pop as many balloons as possible with a single hand.
Oh, what? That's horrible. That's going to be terrifying.
I know, right?
Oh.
Explosions in the face.
I'm not looking forward to that.
How do you feel generally about this?
I get scared of balloons at the best of times, so popping them right next to my face with one hand does not sound like fun. If you want to see my face as that happens, you should get on the Radio 1 website. I think it'd be quite interesting.
Yes, indeed. bbc.co.uk/Radio 1 if you want to watch this live on camera right now. But for everyone else's ears, here is a bit of Vic Mensa with Down on My Luck.
Dan and Phil on BBC Radio 1.
Now it's time to talk about
Dan versus Phil.
So the Dan versus Phil challenge. This is when me and Phil usually do some kind of horribly physically degrading challenge live on camera on the Radio and website. And I just realised something. There's only 4 weeks left of our August show.
Yeah.
So I thought that whilst we've got this little time to use in Dan versus Phil, we'd revisit some of the most extreme or favourite Dan versus Phil from the past and then try to just make them even more extreme.
Okay.
What do you think to that idea, Phil?
I think that's a good idea, though I'm a little bit scared of the one today.
It is quite terrifying. So some of you that have been fond of the show for a while may remember the time we had Zoe, also known as Zoella, e.g. the biggest girl on the internet. Not literally the biggest, she's quite tiny. And we had an oven glove balloon pop-off where we had to try and pop as many balloons wearing oven gloves as possible in a time frame. And how could we make this more extreme, you ask? We are going to be popping them with our bare hands. But not even that, because I thought that'd be a bit too easy.
Yeah.
We are going to have to try to pop as many balloons as possible with a single hand.
Oh, what? That's horrible. That's going to be terrifying.
I know, right?
Oh.
Explosions in the face.
I'm not looking forward to that.
How do you feel generally about this?
I get scared of balloons at the best of times, so popping them right next to my face with one hand does not sound like fun.
Well, now it is time to reveal the winner of Dan versus Phil. It's a formal ceremony.
Hello, Leanne.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Are you feeling the pressure of announcing the winner of Dan versus Phil?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, can you put us out of our misery and give us the answer?
Okay. Can I have a drum roll, please?
You can indeed.
The score for Dan is 12.
12 balloons, okay.
And the score for Phil is 13.
What? Are you kidding me?
One between us.
You were going crazy with your eagle hands popping those balloons. Oh, man. Oh, man, I would have tried harder if I knew I was... God. Jessie Ware, Tough Love, and that was the Dan versus Phil challenge for everyone watching online, and my God, that was unfair. Phil, I didn't realise you have, like, eagle claws.
I do have slight talons.
Fingers like Frankfurters. How am I supposed to burst anything with one hand? I was just like, ow, ow.
It really hurts, doesn't it?
Slicing through someone like Uma Thurman, you were.
Whatcha?
Unstoppable. That was totally unfair, but anyway, I actually have no idea what the score was, do you?
No.
We will find that out, formally revealed after this next song, so stay tuned for that. But now we have it's like a happy version of Children of the Corn, this video. It features scenic farmland, animals, and even a slow motion swing set. Here is Abby and Megan's video to Royals.
I've never seen a diamond.
Radio 1.
Lord Royal, thank you to Abby and Megan on their farm for that video.
Flashbacks to the weird manure smell that was coming through my bedroom window the other day.
Really?
In London. Why is the smell of cow manure coming through my bedroom?
It just floats across continents, doesn't it?
It must. Either that or the next door neighbour has a cow and just hasn't told anyone.
The person below us has a roof terrace. Where would they be keeping a cow?
I don't know.
Just on the roof.
I'm not
under
sure
a
I want to
sheet.
know.
Okay, well, now it's time to reveal the winner of Dan versus Phil. It's a formal ceremony.
Hello, Leanne.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Are you feeling the pressure of announcing the winner of Dan versus Phil?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, can you put us out of our misery and
Okay.
give us the answer?
Okay. Can I have a drum roll, please?
You can indeed.
The score for Dan is 12,
12 balloons, okay.
and the score for Phil is 13.
Yes! What? Are you kidding me?
One between us.
You were going crazy with your eagle hands popping those balloons. Oh man, I would have tried harder if I knew. God, well done, Phil.
Thank you.
Very happy for you.
Are you scared of balloons, Leanne?
I used to be, but no, not anymore.
What are you scared
You
of?
used to be scared of balloons.
Oh yeah, I used to get really scared when they popped.
Oh, okay, of the noise. Okay.
Do you have any fears now?
I'm scared of clowns.
Clowns. I think that just goes through with you for the rest of time, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're terrifying.
They are terrifying. Why were they invented? I don't know. But your X Factor voice meant that you can request a song now. What would you like to hear?
Can I hear Carly Rae Jepsen, Call Me Maybe, please?
Of course you can.
Legitimately haven't heard this song in months, and that makes me really happy.
Do you want to dedicate this to anyone?
Favourite song. Can I dedicate it to the Radicals, my friends?
Yeah.
Emma, Ashley, and my cousin Ella, please, because she also really likes you guys.
This goes out to the Radicals and the rest of your friends. It's Carly Rae Jepsen.
Thank you.
Carly Rae Jepsen, Call Me, Mail Me for Leanne.
Call me,
mail me.
Call me or mail me.
I can't speak today. I think my tongue has got too warm in the heat and it's just not working. Anyway.
I don't think that's the thing.
I think it is
I
a
don't
thing.
think your tongue can get too warm and just you can't control it.
It's real science. I was just going to say, though, are we allowed to like that song again now?
Yeah, you were saying enough time has passed.
Yeah.
And I was like, Gangnam Style, but no.
No, not yet.
But Call Me Maybe, yes.
This is BBC Radio 1.
So now it's time for a section of the show where we would just like to highlight one particular music video that has been sent in to us. As we all know, our show is all about music videos that we play on the website that you guys have made to your favourite songs, and then we play them. It's a great way of getting your favourite songs on Radio 1 or just being creative and showing off. And now we have a very good one. Okay, this one comes from John of Gaunt School in Trowbridge, whose teachers decided to play a little prank on their students. They told them that they were going to be interviewing the students about, day-to-day life at the school. So there's a camera set up, students in front of the camera, and they're just answering kind of mundane questions about what school life is like, not knowing that their teachers are stood behind them dancing.
This is so good. I actually laughed out loud watching this video.
This is legitimately hilarious, okay? Just watching these students just look completely bored out of their minds just talking about school, and then teachers in the background.
They just have no idea.
The worst dancing, and they have no idea. It is so funny. So if you want to see this, all you have to do is get to bbc.co.uk/Radio 1 to watch this right now, and I recommend that all of you do, here courtesy of John of Gaunt School, is their video to Pharrell's Happy. It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Was such an incredibly hilarious music
That was
video.
so good. More people need to do videos like that.
I don't, like, the teachers were just having the most awful dance moves, weren't they? And
Yeah.
the students, clearly, they love school so much. They looked really happy to be there.
Well, if you want to make a video, you can upload it to your favourite video sharing website and send a link to Dan and Phil at bbc.co.uk.
It is literally as easy as that, and that's all you have to do to get a video on our show, so please do it. And now, Phil, what is our next song?
Oh, well, in case you need more inspiring, we've got this beautiful arty video. It's kind of like pouring a rainbow sherbet stick into your eyes.
Oh, really?
Metaphorically.
Oh, metaphorically, of course.
Yeah, thank you very much to Bruna for sending this in. Here is Empire.
Dan and Phil on BBC Radio 1.
Hello, Millie.
Hello, Phil.
Do you want to know a fact?
Go on then.
You are our final caller of the night.
Final caller of the night! What an honour.
How's that feel?
Amazing.
Can you sum it up with the sound?
Wow.
So, are you hard to live with?
I would say so, yeah.
Why?
Because I literally cannot stand mess.
Oh, you can't stand it at all?
You literally cannot stand it. What does that mean exactly?
Well, for example, let's say last year when I was in Spain on a school trip,
Yeah?
I warned my friends who was in a dorm with me. I said, right, if any of you are messy, your clothes are going over the balcony. They're like, oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All over the balcony, yeah, right. They dumped all their clothes on my bed for a laugh, and I threw them all over the balcony.
You threw them off the balcony?
You were
clothes,
not
the friends.
joking.
Not
No,
the friends,
not the friends. The clothes. We'll clarify that.
Did not throw the friends off the balcony for making the mess?
I
Just the
didn't
clothes.
know the clothes, not the friends.
I'm
Just
guessing...
want to clarify that before you arrest me.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm guessing your friends weren't happy with that situation.
No, they were very angry, and I was like, yeah, I did say about 3 times.
You did warn them, and you literally can't stand mess, so whose fault is it really?
It says
Okay.
here on this piece of paper that it was mostly bikinis.
Yes.
Okay, that probably made it more embarrassing for your friends, to be honest, than just like socks and stuff.
Okay, well, I definitely agree with you. You would be horrible to live with. No, I'm only kidding. Maybe kind of hard. So you've earned yourself a request. What would you like to listen to?
Jason Derulo, talk dirty to me.
You can have that. Do you want to dedicate that to anyone?
Abby, who should be listening right now, and if she's not, then I'm going to be very angry because I'm on the radio.
Okay, but don't throw her off a balcony. Thank you, Millie. Here is Jason Derulo with Talk Dirty.
What?
Jason Derulo. I always interrupt that. Sorry.
God, giggling Japanese girl. Rude, Phil.
During that song, we were talking about whether moose or mooses, moosen? What's the
just
moose?
isn't it?
Whether male and female moose are both called moose, or there's a girl moose name.
I don't think they're called moose, are they? They're just because it's like a stag and a deer.
I like how we're looking at Alid for help, as if he's a moose expert.
Please help. He's an expert on many things, but moose gender is not one of them. Hello, Alid.
Hello. This is how unhelpful I am. When you said moose, more than one moose, I thought meese.
Meese.
That's clearly not right.
A
should
herd
be
of
meese.
meese on the horizon.
Meeson. So, Alid, are you hard to live with?
I'm a nightmare to live with.
Why?
I'm someone who likes it dark and cold, and my other half likes it
Dark
kind of
and
light
cold.
and hot. So we literally run after each other around the flat, and I'm turning the aircon on and turning all the lights off, and he's running after me, turning the lights back on and opening doors.
So you're saying you belong in a cave, really? A wet, dark,
I've always
cold
thought
cave?
a cave would be a good look.
Really?
I don't know what it is. I just don't like when I go in the bathroom. I turn the lights off if I look at myself in the mirror.
That's weird, Alid. I don't think I could live with you either.
There's some larger issue there, I'm sure. But
I'm
it's
sure there
fine.
is. I need to be on a show like The Surgery.
Oh, nice segue. So, we just had our last caller, and that is because the phone lines have now been handed over to Alid with The Surgery. What is happening on your show tonight?
That is true. We are here to help tonight and use us, because there's not many shows on a Sunday that we are here to be used. So if you want to call us with anything that's on your mind, any problems you want to get off your chest, then call us now. 03700 100 100, or you can text us on 81199. Thank you.
Don't call in for us anymore. It's all about The Surgery.
Thanks.
Thank you much, Alid. Have a good show.
It's me.
And now what must be the
Warriors.
Coldplay Sky Full of Stars cleared up the moose debate now. Painting Lyrics has tweeted us to say they're all called moose collectively,
like fish.
but a male moose is called a bull and a female moose is called a cow, which is really confusing because now what is a cow?
I've never heard that in my entire life, ever.
Yeah.
Interesting nature facts with Dan and Phil.
Meese.
Glasgow, 2014.
Stories of friends and family that you know struggling to keep up with today's technology. These stories will be read out by the erotic tones of a Radio 1 DJ as we all kind of laugh at them. This is Sorry, I Don't Know How to Internet.
Internet? Isn't that a misplaced tennis serve in Yorkshire?
I don't get all this facial book.
The World Wide what?
Sorry, I don't know how to internet.
Our first story comes from Emily.
My mum kept saying she couldn't log into her email.
Okay.
However, she was simply typing her email address into Google, thinking that it might log her in.
Oh.
It might do in the future, you know. Google knows everything.
They do, generally. I hope she wasn't doing that with her passwords as well.
Yeah, I hope
Otherwise, you
not.
could just search that and hack the poop out of her.
But you know, with that thing where it guesses what you're trying to search for, it's getting more and more accurate.
I think that Google will basically be the story of the Terminator.
I think it will.
In like 5 years.
When you type in, why is my poop?
of all the... Okay.
Yeah. Why is my poop green? Why is my poop orange? Why is my poop yellow? Dark brown and so big are the most searched things. Just thought you'd want to know that.
It's like a rainbow of horror. Thank you for telling us all, Phil. Our next story comes from Ben.
My brother once asked why he couldn't find anything on the internet. It turned out he was trying to type it into a Word document.
How? What?
Well, okay, so theory. I mean, maybe he was a 92-year-old brother.
Oh,
that could explain it.
Yeah,
or maybe he's a baby and she was just rolling the baby's face across the keyboard and then sending the story.
That would also make sense. I always wonder what would happen if you put 1,000 babies in a room with the internet. Would they search for anything? Would anything happen?
Are you thinking that kind of like monkey Shakespeare thing?
Yeah, endless babies, endless computers.
I don't know if the babies could live if you just left them in a room with computers.
They could order a Tesco delivery.
Okay, well, good thing you're not a licensed psychologist, Phil.
No. Our next story comes from Valerie.
I accidentally left myself logged into Twitter on my grandmother's iPad.
Uh-oh.
She thought Twitter was a search engine, so ended up tweeting this from my account. Exercises for old age. And how do birds get diseases?
Aww.
How do those two link together?
I don't know.
Go from exercise to bird
That's
disease.
one train of thought, isn't it? It's like, how does she get from A to B?
Sounds like the woman for me. Same brain, just going off on
Probably.
tangents. We should think of some exercises for old people, though.
Why?
Just to make some money. What about extreme bingo?
What would extreme bingo be, Phil?
Just bingo, but on space hoppers, maybe?
What could go wrong with that idea? Also, you should just not be a business owner, should you?
No.
I just realised that Valerie is going to look very weird to her friends. Why was she searching for old people exercising? Hope you got yourself out of that one. Our next one's from Megan.
When I was teaching my gran how to text, I told her that she should try sending a text to me. Instead of sending it to my mobile, she sent it to our house phone.
Okay, that's not that bad. Though, to be fair, do you remember the first time you ever texted a landline?
I was going to say, have you ever done that before? It's so weird.
I was like 18 the first time I even realised that this technology was possible, and it was an accident because my uncle texted the home thing. I was like, okay, we have a voicemail, and then it was like, hello, you have a... And I was like, what is that? Microsoft Sam is contacting me.
Yeah, I once said to my mum, I said, I am watching you, Catherine. That was it.
Did she know it was you that sent it?
I told her afterwards.
Okay, so you just wanted her to think that it was Scream until that was happening.
Yeah.
What a lovely person to live with, you must be.
Well, I did tell you. And our final one is from Ella.
My nan uses Ask Jeeves for everything.
Wow.
I had never even heard of it before. I don't think she even knows what Google is.
Well, I feel old now because I remember Ask Jeeves.
Did you fall out of a wormhole from 2001? Like, just... God, I remember Ask Jeeves. It didn't really work, did it? In the sense that you'd ask it things in the form of a question, then it would just give you results. And I was just like, rude, Jeeves. Why'd you never talk to me like I want you to?
Yeah, Siri is the new Jeeves for sure.
Definitely.
And that was Sorry I Don't Know How to Internet.
A lot of these seem to be people doing nice favours for their grandmas, though.
Yeah.
I mean, even if all of these stories result as, you know, you trying to get your grandma to use technology, at least these people are trying to introduce it.
Very
so if
true.
you have any stories of funny technical problems that you think would be good for us to laugh at, all you have to do is email them to danandphil@bbc.co.uk. And, of course, if you have picture or video evidence, that would be great.
Yes, do it. And now we have a reinterpretation of Muse's dubstep anthem, Follow Me.
Oh, yeah.
Totally happy about that.
It's time for the listeners to get involved. This is Dan and Phil on BBC Radio 1.
So we've been having kind of a moral dilemma recently, as there's a bakery quite near our house that started to give out free croissant samples standing outside the door. How many samples is too many?
I mean, that's like the question of the universe, isn't it? Because I was thinking, I go to somewhere, and then usually I'll just have one.
Yeah.
You just have one. I mean, you can go for the one that's obviously they accidentally ripped off half the cookie, or it has most of the chocolate in it, and that's okay, I'll just luck. But then, you know, sometimes if I bought a lot of stuff at the bakery, I can have one when I go in and then one as I leave, and I'm like, that's okay.
Yeah.
But is three just taking the mick? Like, at what point is it just offensive?
I've been thinking I could put disguises on and just keep going back and then have my entire lunch worth of croissant before even having to pay for anything.
Do you really reckon you could change up how recognizable your face is
or
each time?
I could put on our celebrity face mask, like we've got Heisenberg here from Breaking Bad.
Okay, I'm sure if you went up to a lady giving out free cookies with a face mask of Heisenberg, that'd go down really well, and she wouldn't at all be scared by you, Phil.
So I am the one who knocks.
And then she'd probably hit you with the tray, and then you'd have no cookies.
Okay, maybe I won't do that then.
That's quite interesting, though. Like, quickly text us on 81199, or just tweet us quickly at BBCR1. How many cookies or samples generally is socially acceptable? How far would you go? Do you know someone, or are you maybe someone that would just engulf the entire tray? Or is that wrong? Is it a crime? Because I want to know. I'm going to work out, like, the mean score, and then just be like, okay, this is my designated cookie amount for the rest of time.
I'm interested.
Okay, you can keep the Heisenberg
I
on for the
couldn't
rest
see
of the show.
anything. Yeah.
Fantastic. And now we have a video, our next music video from Zuza and Dominica, which are the coolest names ever. Weezer, Buddy Holly, with a video of some anime city frolicking. Enjoy.
To cosplay.
Who do you reckon we could cosplay as, me and you?
Maybe Ellen Light, Death Note.
That's pretty obvious. Who else? Sherlock and Watson.
Sherlock
We
and
could
Watson
do that
would
pretty
work.
well.
Marshall Lee and Prince Bubblegum.
From the gender-swapped Adventure Time.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I can see that.
Ash and Pikachu.
What?
That'd work.
Who would be Ash and who would be Pikachu?
Obviously, I would be Ash.
Because of your black hair.
Yeah.
So you're saying that I could cosplay as Pikachu?
Can we have your best Pikachu noise?
I'm Nick Grimshaw, and these are just some of the best bits you can get from our free download.
We've got something very exciting now.
Appropriately tense music.
Yeah, we've had a lot of requests for a certain song.
I would say this song that we're about to play is the most requested song that we have had tonight by far, if not maybe for several weeks, if not maybe the most requested song on a single show ever.
It's been crazy.
In a year and a half.
I've never seen the console that shows us the request going so
I had to scroll 3 lots of the Facebook web page just to see people that weren't requesting the song. It is that popular. So for you guys, here is a song from a fellow YouTuber known as Troy Sivan with his new song, which the internet has been literally imploding over. It has already hit the top of many iTunes charts from people pre-ordering his EP. So now, it is mine and Phil's honour as a fellow YouTuber premiering on BBC Radio 1 on the Dan and Phil Show. This is Troy Sivan with Happy Little Pill. Enjoy, everyone.
In the crowd alone, and every second passing reminds me I'm not home. Bright lights and city sounds are ringing like a drone. Unknown, unknown. All blazed eyes, empty hearts, buying happy from shopping carts. Nothing but time to kill, sipping life from bottles. Tight skin bodyguards, Gucci down the boulevard. Dollar bills and my happy little pill. Take me away, dry my eyes, bring color to my skies. My sweet little pill, take my hunger, lie within, numb my skin. Like a rock, I float, sweating conversations seep into my bones. 4 walls are not enough, I'll take a dip into the unknown, unknown. Glazed eyes, empty hearts, buying happy from shopping carts. Nothing but time to kill, sipping life from bottles. Tight skin bodyguards, Gucci down the boulevard. My happy little pill, take me away, dry my eyes, bring color to my skies. My sweet little pill, take my hunger, lie within, numb my skin. Glazed eyes, empty hearts, buying happy from shopping carts. Nothing but time to kill, sipping life from bottles. Tight skin bodyguards, Gucci down the boulevard. My happy little pill, take me away,
Troye Sivan, Happy Little Pill on Radio 1. And everyone's so excited on the internet about that. Freya has said, I'm so happy Troy's on Radio 1. Lama Ashton said, Happy Little Pill's on Radio 1. God bless you, Dan and Phil. Chloe said, they're actually playing Troy on Radio 1. I am screaming right now. Tyler said, Troy just got played on the biggest radio station in the UK. Well, if you're going to say it.
And Holly said, try it on Radio 1. Jen Savs. At which point she obviously exploded and died. So for anyone that liked the sound of that song, that was Happy Little Pill by Troye Sivan. So go look that up. It was cool and funky. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that's taken part in our show tonight.
Yeah, it's been a fun show.
It's made us both feel like we're not that annoying to live with, as a lot of you are clearly psychotic.
Definitely.
I think that's safe to assume.
I think my favourite one was about a foot fetish.
No, we're not going to talk about that one ever again. But now, should we thank everyone that got involved in the show tonight?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Thank you to 23 Purple Shoes,
Katie,
and Penelope and Clara,
Emmy,
and Lana,
Gizzy,
and Mariel,
Abby and Megan,
Kira and her school,
Bruna,
and Kahina,
Sophia,
and Zuzia and Dominica,
Alex,
and Peter,
Leanne,
and Becky,
Sarah,
and Millie.
Everyone in the universe.
Thank you to all of you. Alan with the surgery is coming up next, but now requested by Matt, who texted in. Here is Oasis with She's Electric. Goodbye, everyone.